Okay, everybody, this is Mr. C of Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy. Welcome, high schoolers. This is for our high school students, 9th through 12th grade, 9th, 10th, and 11th, 12th grade. Time for your music lesson. And we're about to do our Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy jingle. If you know the jingle, please sing along. Here we go. Time for school, time for music, time to learn together, we can do it. Learning is fun with Mr. C. And learning is fun, everybody. Welcome once again, 9th through 12th grade. Time for your music lesson, and we're going to continue on with our piano, okay? Through the course of the weeks, we're going to do piano. Now, I did mention yesterday to the middle schoolers, and I'm going to mention it today. We are doing, basically, you and the middle schoolers right now, as far as basic piano is concerned, you guys are doing the same exact stuff for the time being, okay? Until there will be a time where you guys you guys will differ in the way in the stuff that you learn as far as piano is concerned. So for the time being, again, you guys are going to be doing the same thing. So with that in mind, I want to let you guys know that next week, starting next week, I'm going to do not really a double lesson per se, but on Thursdays I will air the lesson, okay, at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So in other words, the live lesson that I'm going to be doing that will cover what high schoolers and middle schoolers are doing, I'm going to cover that on Thursday next week, okay, which means there won't be a need to come on Friday. Okay, so there won't be a need to watch the live lessons on Friday because, again, high school and middle school are doing the exact same thing for the time being until there is a change where you guys might have to break off due to skill level and all of that. So with that in mind, next week there won't be a Friday class because the classes that I'll be doing when it comes to basic piano will be covered on the Thursday class with the middle schoolers. So on the title of the video, it'll say middle/high school level basic piano, and such and whatever the hymnal is. Okay, so yeah, so stay tuned on next Thursday. Stay tuned next Thursday. Start watching the live videos for now on Thursday, so that everything that I cover for middle school will also be covered in high school. And then, of course, when it starts to break off again, and where I have you guys watch me on Fridays, I will definitely let you know in advance, okay? But for today, okay, again, we are going to be covering the same things, and you don't have to watch the lesson next Friday. Watch it on Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say. And let me put down my ukulele. We're not going to need that because we're going to be going over piano basics. And notice on the title, I wrote in quotation marks, C. In other words, we're going to be learning the C scale today. So get ready. Have be at your piano, your piano keyboard, or download a free app on your tablet, a piano simulated app, because then that way you can still keep up your technique and everything using the tablet. Okay, of course it's downloadable on a phone, but on a phone you're definitely not going to be able to use the fingering technique that you would if you had more space, on a tablet such as this. Okay, so yeah, have that all ready. And let's talk about the hymnal that we're going to be doing today. For all those who've been watching hymnals, we always do hymnals at the beginning of class. We start with stretches and then get into praising God through the hymnals. It definitely gets our minds in the right mood to create, to learn, all of that stuff. So today's hymnal is called Leaning on the Everlasting Arms. Leaning on the Everlasting Arms. That is the title. Type it into your Google search engine and type the word lyrics right after that, and those lyrics should pop up right away. Okay. All right, everybody. So let's sit up nice and straight. Let's get stretching, okay? And then there'll be a couple of other announcements that I definitely want to reiterate to you guys, okay? So sit up nice and straight, back straight, shoulders relaxed, and everybody reach up into the sky as high as you can and feel that stretch in the lower back. Reach, 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 and everybody take it down and start rolling the shoulders back. Roll the shoulders back. There we go. Feel that nice massage in the shoulder blades, and now everybody roll them forward. Roll them forward. By the way, the live chat is available for anybody who wants to say, has any questions, just like last week. I really loved the person that came on and asked a question through live chat. So if you have any questions during the lesson, please feel free Okay, type in a question, and I will be happy to answer it for you guys. Okay, but now everybody rotate the next in a circle very slowly, nice and slow and controlled. Okay, great, and everybody rotate in the other direction. Okay, very good. Now everybody look all the way up and look all the way down and all the way to your right, all the way to your left, and tilt your heads to the right, tilt your head to the left, and shrug and hold your shoulders, and drop them, shrug and hold once again, and drop. And everybody put your arms out in front of you like this and start opening and closing your fingers, your fists, open and close, and feel that movement, warming up the fingers before we start. And now everybody squeeze and hold those fingers, keep squeezing, squeeze, 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 and shake it out. Great, everybody. Now everybody take a deep breath in through your nose, deep breath out. Once again, deep breath in and deep breath out. Okay, we are ready to go. Now, before we actually get into the hymnal and talk about the hymnal a little bit, again, I had a couple of other announcements. Please make sure that you look at the details below, especially for those who are not Patreon members. If you're a non-Patreon member, you'll see that in the details below there is a link. There'll be a link provided for a free worksheet regarding this particular lesson. Okay, so there'll be a free worksheet for you so that you can again, if you're not a Patreon member but you're curious about becoming a member of Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy through patreon.com, please check out the details below and check the link where you can copy and paste onto your URL, and then that way you will have access to the worksheet that'll be available right there to get that sample worksheet and try it out. Now, through Patreon, being a member of patreon.com/Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy allows you that benefit to access so many other worksheets, okay, to reinforce and further the learning from the video lessons that we get. Okay, so if you are interested and you're curious as to what you're going to get as far as worksheets to further your learning, okay, again, check out the details below for the link that you can copy and paste onto the URL, and then have access to your free worksheet for this lesson. And then if you really like what those worksheets are, and these are worksheets that I designed myself and my director then puts it through. If you really like what you see and it is helpful, and you want more worksheets, then by all means go on through patreon.com/Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy, and for $1 you can be a member of that, and you'll have a ton of worksheets that you'll be able to access and test at the end of the month. Okay, but there it is. Okay, check it out, guys. Okay, I'm telling you, you won't be sorry. My Patreon members who are on there now, they definitely enjoy using those worksheets and again furthering their learning, guys. What else can I say? Yeah. So check it out. And let's get to it. All right, let's get to our hymnal now. Hymnal, leaning on the everlasting arms. It's in the title right there. Okay, we relying on the everlasting arms. Okay, hey, we can have the biggest muscle man in the world. Okay, we can have that, and that man or that woman can hold a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, hold everything for a very long time, isolate the muscles and hold it for a long time, but maybe not long enough. Okay, because in the title it says everlasting. Okay, and who's the only one that really is that powerful and everlasting? Well, that is Jesus Christ. That is our Lord and Savior, our God, right? And so this song is such a wonderful reminder that there is no other that compares. There's no other person or thing that compares to Christ, and we can rely on him for everything. And that's we can lean on his everlasting arms. So take a look at those lyrics, okay, while we sing along to them. You may or may not know them, so that's why I tell you to access those lyrics so that you can sing along, okay, and we could again get into that right frame of mind, praising him above all others and thanking him for allowing us to be here and to do and to create, to learn. All right, so let's get right to it. Let's do our hymnal right after, get right to the core lesson. Okay, so here we go. This is leaning on the everlasting arms. What a fellowship, what a joy divine, leaning on the everlasting arms. What a blessedness, what a peace is mine, leaning on the everlasting arms. Leaning, leaning, safe and secure from all alarms. Leaning, leaning, leaning on the everlasting arms. Oh, how sweet to walk in this pilgrim way, leaning on the everlasting arms. Oh, how bright the path grows from day to day, leaning on the everlasting arms. Leaning, leaning, safe and secure from all alarms. Leaning, leaning, leaning on the everlasting arms. What have I to dread? What have I to fear? Leaning on the everlasting arms. I have blessed peace with my Lord so near, leaning on the everlasting arms. Leaning, leaning, safe and secure from all alarms. Leaning, leaning, leaning on the everlasting arms. And that was, once again, leaning on the everlasting arms. Give yourselves a nice round of applause if you were able to get to keep up with the melody and the rhythm. Okay, if you had a little bit of trouble along the way, that's okay. The great thing is you can go right back to this video. As I've said before, go to the video, have your lyrics handy, replay it, and practice in repetition, as many repetitions as you like. Okay, but once again, leaning on the everlasting arms. Hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. Okay, but now we are going to get into the core of our lesson. Okay, and just as a reminder, once again to our Patreon members, those who have access and are members of the Academy, then you will have the worksheet also posted to the dashboard so that you can access this. Okay, but those who are non-Patreon members, this is kind of like a limited time thing, only for a little while, just offering a free sample worksheet with this lesson. Okay, take a look again at the details below to copy and paste that URL to the URL and have access to today's worksheet. Okay, but this won't be all the time. Okay, this won't be all the time. This is just for like a limited time. Okay, so take advantage, definitely take advantage and try out the sample worksheet. Again, if you like what you see, you like what it does for you, okay, then absolutely check out, become a member of Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy through patreon.com/Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy. Okay, and become a member. Okay, you will not regret it, I promise you. Okay, now we're going to our piano. Let's get right to the lesson. Okay, so we're doing, as I said before, the C scale. Now scales in music, okay, you may or may not know this, but scales in music are a great workout for the fingers. Okay, especially when it comes to piano. It's a great workout. It's a drill, okay, if you will. It's a drill to know the letter names within a scale. Okay, now there are many different scales within. There's a scale of D flat, there's a scale of E, there's a key of D, there's a key of F, there's all of those different ones. And by the way, the musical alphabet, remember, is from A through G. So, you know, as we take a look at the notes, okay, and everything on the piano, you won't expect the H note and I, J, K, nothing like that. No Z notes, okay? Musical alphabet from A through G, and it starts over again, okay? Now that was just a side note, but the C scale consists of all the white keys, by the way, all of the white keys. I'm going to bring the camera over so that this way you can see, get a better view, a bird's eye view of everything. Plus I have, okay, take a good look, I have my own manuscript book where I have the C scale written out, okay? Here we have the treble clef, okay? You can say that treble clef, and that treble clef, and we've done this before actually. If you recall, it was a previous lesson about reading music, okay? So here it is, treble clef, higher notes from the middle C, and notice how the notes go in a ascending formation, one step after the other, from line to space to line to space, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, high C, and then it cascades down, it steps down back to B, A, G, F, E, D, and middle C. Okay, so that is a treble clef, which is the higher range of notes. Okay, as you may or may not know if you've seen these classes before, that's what the treble clef is, from middle C and up, all the higher notes. However, the bass clef, we're going to learn about the playing the notes in bass clef. That is from middle C, which is the highest note in this scale. Okay, from the bass clef and down to the lower C. Okay, so it starts in lower C and it goes up C, D, E, F, G, A, B, middle C, and then back down B, A, G, F, E, D, and C, low C. All right, and the numbers underneath. If you check it out, the numbers underneath each note are the fingers, okay? They're the fingers that you're going to be using to play those particular notes. And notice it goes it's 1 through 5. Why? Because we have 5 fingers, right? So on each hand, let's make sure we know what we're doing. Those numbers are then there again to tell us which fingers we're going to be using for those particular notes. So if you wiggle your thumbs, those are your ones. Your index fingers are your number 2s. Your middle fingers are your number 3s. Your ring fingers are your number 4s, and your pinky fingers are your number 5s. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so that's what you have to realize. That's what you have to recognize when we are playing this. Okay, all right, everybody, let's get right to it. When you get to your piano, straight back. Remember, your posture is important when we're playing any instrument, but definitely with this. Okay, when we place our fingers on the keys, make sure your wrists are up and even, fingers are curved and firm. Okay, curved and firm, and wrists are up and even. We'll get a bird's eye, a better view of this. Here we go. All right. Oh, and by the way, also I didn't mention, make sure your feet are both flat on the floor. Okay, make sure your feet are flat on the floor for stability purposes. Okay, shoulders relaxed, back straight. Let's tilt this a little bit better. Okay. All right, everybody. So here we go. So we're facing the piano again. Let me get my magic marker over here. Magic marker. I'm more like a dry erase marker. So we're going to start by looking in the middle of the keyboard, middle of your piano. Okay, just as I went and did last week. Okay, looking for the 2 black keys. Okay, in the middle of your piano keyboard, and the white key just before it is known as our middle C. All right, there's our middle C. Now from there, if we go over to your right, okay, you'll find here your other 2 black keys over here. This is your high C. Okay, and then if we go further over to your left side, 2 black keys, white key just before it. This is your low C. Okay, so ultimately we are working with low C through middle C through high C. Okay, and I'll show you how that goes. First of all, with the right hand. Remember, let's actually get a closer look at our manuscript paper once again. So we are at the treble clef. Middle C is right over here, okay, and it cascades up. This is all going to be on the right hand, okay, so anything in the treble clef is on the right hand. Notice the fingering starts on middle C and works up to C, D, E, F, G, right, in order. It goes 1, 2, 3, and then on F, we play our first finger again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 when we get to high C, and then backwards. To B, we go to 4, fourth finger, A, third finger, G, second finger, F, first finger, and then it switches where on E, we have to move our third finger to E. E is third finger, D is second finger, and middle C is first finger. Okay, so how does that work? How do we get The switching of fingers, how do we do that? That's the key, right? So let's go back to the keyboard. Here we go. With our right hand. Oh, for goodness sakes. I just gotta get my ukulele out the way. I didn't realize it was behind me. Okay, so here we go. And these tripod legs, of course, they tend to get in the way. All right. Here we go, guys. So here's middle C again. Okay, press, play it so you can find. Remember, middle C is our bestest friend in the whole world. Whenever we're lost, when we're trying to find our way, settle in, middle C is the note to be at. Okay, note to find. Now, here we go. We're using our right hand first because it's the treble clef. It's the treble clef notes that we're playing in the C scale. All right. And so we're just going in the step motion. All the notes in the C scale, by the way, are all the white notes. Okay. Now, with that in mind, curve fingers. Okay. Wrist up and even, not too high, not too low. Okay. And place all your fingers, all your thumb from middle C. Okay. Place all the fingers to the corresponding white keys right after that. Okay. So you have C, D, E, F, G. Okay. Those first 5 notes. Okay. Of the scale. But we're going to be moving in a different way, a weird kind of way that you may not be used to, of course, okay, especially you beginners, okay? So watch very carefully how the fingering goes, all right? Now, when you're doing this, okay, again, wrists up and even, fingers curved and firm, and take a good look. We start with middle C in the thumb, so everybody with me, play your middle C in the thumb, okay? Now, after that, you're gonna go right to your D, okay, in your index finger, your second finger, D in the second finger. See, notice how I play the next note and I sort of release the other note because I just finished playing it, right? Now we're going to go to E in the third finger. Everybody play it. E. Good. Now hold it right there because we're not going to go. Notice our fourth finger is right where F is, but we're not going to play it with the fourth finger. The music dictates to us that we have to pivot. We have to get the first finger, I should say the thumb, over to your F. How do we do that? You're going to pivot and tuck your thumb underneath so that your thumb now reaches the F where your third finger was on E. Now, first finger is going right to F. Everybody play your F in your thumb and then move your fingers over to the consecutive other white notes. Here we go. And there's F. And notice how I move right over to every other white key with my other fingers. Then second finger is conveniently on G. That's the next note. And then remember, there's no H note. A comes right after that in the third finger, middle finger, and play A. And then fourth finger is going to play B. And pinky finger is going to play your high C. Okay, but then we're going to go backwards. Okay, we started with middle C, we went up to high C. Now we got to go back the other way. Okay, so everybody play your fourth finger on B. That's next, right? Then your third finger on A. Okay, and now your second finger on G. Your first finger on F, your thumb, and hold it down, everybody. Go. Okay, but now while we're holding it, we got to get to our we got to get our third finger to the E. How do we do that? You're going to pivot over. You're going to pivot over with having your third intact and playing your E while the other notes are being are resting on the next two. So second finger now back to D, and middle C plays our thumb, first finger. Okay, so notice what we just did there is we started from our middle C and worked our way and tucked underneath, right? So that all the other fingers can be on the other keys. Okay, and ending up on fifth finger, pinky on high C. Now the trick is when we go back to middle C, we're going to end up on our thumb in middle C. Everybody watch this. So we have B, A, G, F, holding over to your third finger, and E, second finger D, middle C on the thumb. Okay, So that's how that goes. If you're feeling a little strained from the playing, okay, shake it out a little bit. All right, and let's get back to it. So the idea is when we're playing the C scale, okay, in the right hand, that is the coordination. Watch carefully again. First finger, second finger, third finger and hold. Okay, underneath with the first finger to the F, then G, second finger, third finger A, fourth finger B, and fifth finger high C. Now we go backwards. Fourth finger B, third finger A, second finger G, first finger F, and hold and over with your 1, 2, 3, third finger to your E, the next one. E, third finger, D, second finger, and middle C, back to where we started, middle C on the thumb, okay? Ultimately, you're looking to play it more rhythmically, okay, in tempo. C, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and that's what you are needing to do. Okay, that is what you would practice in repetition to get that coordination just right. Again, is to know what are in the notes of the C scale. Okay, knowing that they're all white keys, they're all the natural notes, but also being able to play it in this coordinated way. Let's go over to our left side. Now here's middle C again, but now we're going to go to our lower C. Okay, what a difference an octave makes, right? Then you're going to take your left hand and you're going to curve your fingers and you're going to place the fingertips on top of that, on top of those keys. Okay, now the fingering is going to look somewhat differently, everybody. So take a good look. We start with, okay, remember all the fingers in the left hand are on a consecutive white key. You're going to play your low C with your pinky. Everybody do that. Okay, not quite like the way I did. I'm gonna try that again. All right, good. So then from there, you're gonna go with your ring finger on D. Okay, make sure again wrists are up and even. I had to fix my mistake there. Okay, third finger E. Second finger F. Okay, it's looking different from the right side, right? And G in the thumb. Okay, now move it over. Here we got to get to our A, so we're gonna move over with our joint, right? With our, what did I say? With my finger. I don't know why. Okay, over with the third finger to your A, and play that right there, and then second finger on B, and middle C plays the thumb, first finger. Okay, now remember also while we're doing a technique, remember we're not using our wrists as the fulcrum, but our finger strength, relying on finger strength to do it. Everybody play your index finger, second finger on B, third finger on A, and hold it right there. And while we're holding it, you're going to tuck underneath with your thumb to the next note, which is G. Everybody do that right, please. Okay, move all the other fingers to the other notes. We're going to play our second finger to F. Everybody do that. Okay, third finger E, ring finger, fourth finger D, and pinky low C. Okay, so ultimately you should be able to play it in tempo. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 3, 2, 1. And that's how you do the left hand C scale. Okay. All right. So that is how you do it. You will practice take a look. You will practice the treble clef right hand. Okay. About 10 times a day. Your bass clef left hand. That is what we did. Our bass clef left hand, the lower notes. Same idea, but just different fingering. You're going to practice that each 10 times a day. All right. So let's bring you over to me again. Let's talk. Okay. So that is how we do the C scale individually. Once you get good with that, okay, taking it at a nice tempo pace, right? Once you get really good with that, then we have to go over, which is what we're going to go over in next week's class, on Thursday, by the way, remember Thursday, all you high schoolers, please join us on Thursday, not Friday. There won't be any more Friday live classes because you guys in the middle school are doing the same exact thing. So, but the idea is once you get good with each hand, you're going to do the same thing now with both hands at the same time. So that now it sounds like this. Okay, and so basically you're playing those two fingerings, the two hands at the same time. Each hand is doing something different as you saw. Okay, so be ready for that, everybody. But that's the idea. You should be able to keep a nice tempo pace there, nice tempo throughout, going up and going down. Okay, each hand first. Right now, each hand. I will show you how to do it in both hands next week. All right, and that's it. That's all I have to say. Let's give some general shout outs to, of course, my friend, my members of patreon.com/Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy. Okay, remember that worksheet will be on your dashboard, so look out for that. And also, thank you for my friends around the world who have been watching Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy. My friends in Sri Lanka and India and China, Japan and the UK and Australia and South America, and of course the United States and anywhere else that I may not have mentioned. Thank you so very much for your support in that. I love doing what I do, and I hope that you guys are wanting that, especially you non-members, access that link to get this free worksheet. Okay, and that is it. That is all I have for you guys today. Great job today. Give yourselves a nice round of applause. Okay, and I will see everybody next week. Guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend. And as always, my students, I wish you happy practicing. Everyone, take care. Bye.